Hello and welcome to the Brunch Committee podcast. My name is Daniel.
And my name is Amenye, and we're here to talk about everything.
From politics to pop culture and the shenanigans in our daily lives.
So pour yourself a mimosa and let the Brunch Committee commence. We got it!
We did it!
First part done.
Oh, wow. So how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. How are you doing?
I am shattered. I gotta be honest, it's only Monday.
Oh my god.
And I'm so tired. But
It's going to be a long week.
It's going to be a long week, but let's hope things get better. I'm trying to think what
Yeah.
I kind of had a good day at work today because I got a employee recognition thing, so I got a £100
Ooh.
Amazon voucher.
Nice. Congratulations.
I know.
Getting recognized. I love it.
That's good. Well, the only thing is I'm probably going to have to use that voucher on stuff for moving house because I'm moving house. So I feel like I need to either isolate it and keep fun stuff or use it on the practical stuff. I'm not sure yet. So I don't know. Should I or should I don't know. I feel like I should spend it on something fun. But
Well, get yourself a treat. Well, when do you move out first?
I don't know.
That's the thing. I was going to ask when, because you said your landlord has another place that you might possibly be able to do. Has he confirmed that?
That's not confirmed yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think last time you said you only had like a couple of months, so
yeah. Well, this is the ongoing saga with my landlord. I feel since we moved in, he's been threatening to sell the house, and this is nearly 4 years ago now. So.
Oh my god. Well, you said he had finally given you like a notice. So
he did. He has actually given me a letter, and I'm looking at it right now. So we will have to move.
Yeah.
Plus, it could be good. I'm 30, but I will be 32 in March.
Lockdown birthdays. It's possibly a second lockdown birthday. Possibly.
Yeah, it will be a second lockdown birthday. Knowing the way things are here.
Yeah. Not great.
How has your lockdown been?
Yeah, it's been good. Busy. I literally finished work at like 7 today. And then, obviously catching up with family and stuff. But it's been good, to be honest. I don't think I can really complain because I'm lucky enough to still be able to be working. I'm working from home. And our landlord's been really good with like, previously we had like a little bit of a discount and stuff with our rent because obviously Mateo's not working at the moment. But yeah, it's been good. It's just been hard, like not really seeing people as much.
Yeah.
Really seeing like my family and not seeing like my niece and nephews, and I love taking them places and just being a child with them. So that's really like the hardest part of it. But other than that, it's been good.
Yeah, it's been okay for me too. I think I kind of gotten used to the whole lockdown life. I'm quite enjoying it in a weird way.
Oh my god, loving working from home.
Working from home is great. The only thing that's annoying is that sometimes I want to be able to sort of move my screens to my bedroom or to a different part of the flat. That's like a very first world problem. That's such a luxury to have to complain about.
That's all we have now. So
exactly. It's
still our problem.
Oh man. But yeah, it's not been too bad. I've started knitting.
You started knitting, did you say?
Knitting, yeah.
What have you knitted so far?
So far, I've knitted about 1 foot of one scarf and about 2 foot of another scarf. One is like a really chunky knit, so it's like about 1 centimeter thick, the wool.
Okay.
And the other one is like quite narrow. So so I'm hoping to get good at it. It's quite relaxing. So when I'm sat there watching TV, I can do my knitting.
RuPaul's Drag Race, you mean?
Sorry?
Watching RuPaul's Drag Race, you mean?
Watching Drag Race, watching a bit of Poirot, anything sort of anything like that, or Agatha Christie.
I was gonna say you always have Agatha Christie as well.
I know I've finally gotten to. I started rewatching Poirot just before Christmas, and I'm finally up to like season 12 now. So
See,
got
I've
one more
never
season to go.
watched all of Poirot. Like, I've watched
So
episodes, but never like full Poirot. I'm like a Criminal Minds girl.
mm. Oh, I used to watch Criminal Minds. I watched the whole thing, and
Yeah,
yeah, I'm trying to remember how it finishes now.
I did not see. You know, I spoke to you about not having, can't speak. Not being able to find season 15, was it?
Yes, I think it's
Um,
50.
yeah, the last one. I still haven't, and it's actually like the bane of my life. I've rewatched because it's on Amazon Prime, or the other ones, and I've rewatched all of those, like constantly rewatch them to the point where Mateo's always like, you know what's going to happen. You tell me what's going to happen. Why are you still watching these? And I'm like, I love it. So, but yeah, I can't find the last season, so I don't know
Oh,
what's happened. You can tell it's ending though in the one before.
See, I watched it on Now TV.
Oh, I don't have Now TV. I need to try and see if it's on there. Can you check if it's on there? And
I'll
if
have
it's
a look and let you know.
again,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But yeah, I think I watched all of Now TV because they sometimes do box sets like every now and then.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I think it was like it might have been this time last year actually.
Yeah, because it was, I remember it came out. I rewatched all of them in preparation of it coming out.
Mm,
And then I couldn't find it anywhere, so I was just kind of like, when's the next one? And I even had it on, you know, you can like record them on my like Virgin Box thing. So it had recorded
yeah.
the season, and I kept recording them to try and see if like new ones would come in. But they hadn't, so I don't know. I must have missed it. I don't watch enough like live TV to know when the live ones are on, you know, when the not recorded ones are on.
I don't watch much live TV either. I think a lot of the TV I watch is either on catch up or through some sort of streaming service. I think
Yeah,
that's the real difference though with our sort of generation, like
yeah,
onwards. Like
definitely.
no one sits down, or most of the time, I don't think I know many people who sit down to watch like Coronation Street at 7 o'clock or whenever it's on, or
Yeah,
EastEnders at 8 o'clock. No one really does that anymore, and if they do, it's usually because they would live with someone who maybe like older family relatives maybe who would do that,
yeah,
or
definitely.
like yeah. So yeah, even I don't know. Gosh, when I was staying at my friend Becky's just before
Hmm.
lockdown, because my bathroom is being
Yes.
replaced, and yeah, so she watches Coronation Street, so that was a bit of a revelation to sit down and watch Coronation Street. So I haven't seen this show
Is
in
there
years.
anybody? Is there anybody in there that you recognize?
Well, there's this one kid who was literally a kid when I started watching it, and he's now a grown up and
Okay.
he's got children of his own.
Oh my
Um,
God.
I can't think of anyone else that I'd recognise from when I used to watch it. But then again, they've all probably aged and they
Yeah,
all
so
have
you
their
wouldn't
story
know.
arcs, don't they? They don't always stay on each episode. But
Yeah.
yeah, no one. I don't know. I don't know if I could watch that every week.
Oh my God, no. I remember I used to watch, like, my parents watch EastEnders, and they
Mm.
watch Emmerdale, which is one that I actually liked, but ages ago. And
Uh-huh.
I went home, I think it was around Christmas period. And that's when like my mom was watching Emmerdale, and I was literally like, I don't recognize any of these people.
Mm.
Recognize like a few people, and they were all with like different characters, you know, where they obviously have like these
Yeah.
that weave in and they end up like dating different people, but
But also, like they'll leave one soap and they'll go to another soap.
yes.
So like someone who'll be acting in the one is now acting in the other. It's like, what's
Yeah,
happened with you? I thought you were so and so. Like, no, I'm so and so else. Like,
yeah,
I have no idea. And then they're always the storylines are the most dramatic and
Oh my
depressing
god.
storylines. I mean, how much disaster can befall a small town? I mean, it's a bit like I think if you ever watched like Midsummer Murders,
Yes. Oh my
you
god,
got to think,
it's like
or,
that.
or like Death
And
in
also,
Paradise.
I was actually gonna say Death in Paradise because I love Death
It's
in
just I
Paradise.
love Death in Paradise too. Yeah, I
And
mean I'm
it's
going to
on
catch up.
again.
It's back on with Ralph Little from 2 Pints of Lager, but how can a tiny island have such
Yeah.
violence? I mean,
And
every
oh
week is
my
a new
god.
murder.
And I'm like, how are they still allowing people to come to this island? Because
I
like
know.
anybody who travels to that island is planning to kill one of their friends or planning to kill one
Exactly.
of the people. Because it's always like, oh, but they didn't know anyone else on this island.
Hmm.
So
It's
obviously,
always
it has to be one of these four.
so basically what it is. If anyone hasn't watched Death in Paradise, for some reason they couldn't get their own local police officers. They got to get a white guy to come in to
Oh my
be a local
god,
police
this
officer in the
is
Caribbean. And on top of that, whenever the white people come on holiday in the island, a crime gets committed, and one of these white people is the one who committed the crime. So basically, the white people are going out causing trouble, and they
but also
solve their own crime.
it's that thing of like, oh, a British white male
Mhm.
has to come to. Also, there's never been a
A
female
woman.
in Paradise,
Yeah.
like male.
No, but no. She has to be the second in command, and she
She,
has
yeah,
to be
she's
the witty
always the
sidekick.
second in command, and she's usually black,
Mm,
actually, like black or mixed, or
yeah.
but yeah, so they have a second in command, and it's really funny because I think started rewatching them, and one of the first episodes is spoiler alert, guys. If you haven't watched it, it's on I don't know whatever season, but the black lady who's like the second in command
Yes.
essentially says because the detective is the one who's killed, but the second in command essentially says, oh, so you're bringing in a white guy to do a job that I know I can do
Yeah.
from England. And it's actually quite funny that that's one of the first
Yeah.
things that they do say. But yeah, it carries on that way, and each time one leaves, another one comes in.
Yep. I mean, the first one was Ben Miller, not Ben Stiller, Ben Miller. It's another Ben.
Different, yeah.
From Armstrong and Miller, and he's done a bunch of stuff, hasn't he, over the years?
Yeah.
And then you've had oh,
I can't remember what his name is. I'm gonna have
guy from was it My Family he was in?
yes.
God, I think he needs
For
to do the
quite a
BT
long time.
adverts.
And
Then there was the guy who did Father Ted.
I really liked him. So he
The
was,
Irish guy. Something
yeah, because that was also another thing that I found funny is that they go onto this island and they never really integrate.
Exactly. Every single one of them is a
Yeah,
curmudgeon. They do not want to get involved with the local community unless they're absolutely forced to. Like, they need to have someone who's either from the local area or is enthusiastic about being involved, just for a
yeah.
change.
But I feel like he was. So he was the one who was the most enthusiastic. Like they
He
showed
was.
kind of going on fishing trips. He did like the crab.
Oh, and he was dating a local. Was he dating a local? Or he's dating someone?
No, so I think he ended up dating because his daughter moved over with him as well because he was, I think wife had died or something. And then they essentially moved to the island and his daughter was like living there but then went to uni and stuff. I had this too many times. But love it. He was my favorite one. But he essentially like I felt like he really integrated into the like living on the island and being part of the island. Whereas I feel like the other ones didn't as much. I think it was something to do with, I guess it was part of the quirk of it. It's like this English
I think it's
over
one of
here,
those
but
things.
didn't really want to.
I think it's one of those things because they found a format that works. They're going to keep repeating it, but
Yeah.
and I guess it keeps the sort of traditional audience happy. But there's people like you and I who are like, change it up, change it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see, wouldn't there? Maybe there's another series. Apparently, the original guy is going to be coming back at some point, so we'll soon see.
Really?
Apparently, although he got killed off, didn't he? So I don't know
Yeah,
how
I
he's
was
going to come
gonna
back
say, how are they gonna do that?
unless he
Although
didn't actually die.
this is actually I don't know if anybody else has noticed this, but the newest Death in Paradise guy has been in it before. Because
Has he?
I rewatched it. He was one of the oh, which one was it? But he was one of like, he wasn't the guy who did it, and he wasn't one of like the main suspects. So he was kind of in there, but not really in it in the episode. But yeah, he's been in it before, and I remember. So I rewatched it because I love watching like random shows, especially shows I've watched before, when I'm having like an admin day at work.
Right, yeah.
And having it in the background. So it was one of those, and I was rewatching it, and that's when I was like, oh my god, it's him. And I had to look it up and basically find it, but it was definitely him.
That's amazing. This is slowly turning into a Death in Paradise fan podcast.
Yeah. I feel like that's what it's become. I love that. But yes, they need to do some things to change it. Just
they
looking
definitely
at
do.
who it was. I can't find what his name is. But either way, we should add it into the like descriptions and stuff.
We'll have to come back and revisit that on next week's episode.
Yeah, we'll have Death in Paradise catch-ups.
There's another one that started. Well, not started. It's already a year old, I think. The second season is fully out on iPlayer, and it's called The Mallorca Files. I don't know if you've seen that one.
No.
It's basically the same thing, but Mallorca.
Okay.
But it's actually quite good. It's a bit more darker than Death in Paradise because I think it deals with a bit more darker adult themes, but it's still like an easy watch. It's not like a difficult watch. So another one I would recommend. It's on iPlayer. We're sponsoring one of these people, but yeah, go and watch them.
I'll definitely have to check it out. You know, you were saying how like that's darker. I do find some of the thinking about the way people kill these people and the thought process that they have. It makes me think of Criminal Minds and how like psychotic some of the killers are in Criminal Minds, because the thought process and the amount of, I don't know, the way they try and get away with it is, and the reasons that people kill somebody are so wrong. Like they're so, it's kind of funny and it's very lighthearted, but when you think about like actually this person's killed them because they were going to take away this one, or it's things like, oh, they killed their husband ages ago, and then they, in order to not be caught 20 years later, they've then killed another person, and it's they're quite dark actual like reasons. And
I think what the other thing that I find odd is when you first begin any of these sort of criminal procedure shows, it starts off really dark and like the music is foreboding, and like the camera's creeping along to the scene, and you see the dead body, and you see how twisted this is, and what sort of person could possibly do this, and blah blah blah. And then as the episode goes along, especially like these sort of Death in Paradise and these sort of like sort of daytime procedural dramas, and they're like, suddenly it's all like quite cutesy and a bit like funny and hee hee ha ha joke, and then you get to see and you forget about how dark it was when it was at the beginning, because you've sort of joined the main characters and they're all a bit quirky, and you forget actually it's quite a dark beginning, and then you get to the end when you find out who did it, and you forget again how dark it was, and they don't really go back into like, that was the dark thing that you did. What took you to that point?
Exactly.
And that's what I'm interested in. Like, what the character doesn't get developed in that one. I guess
no.
Obviously, they don't have a full story arc, but it would be interesting if they could sat down and go, what was it that because it's always like a wrap up, isn't it? So it's like,
Yeah, but
Like
I would also like a Law and Order kind of, like, and I feel
mm,
like a lot of the way they arrest these people is very circumstantial.
it is, yeah. Because you got to
You
think, no, there's no evidence. The guy is just he's like he
no
saw
evidence.
like a bird flying across the sky, and like he heard a
Yeah.
car horn beep, and that triggered a whole thing in his head, and he's like, quick,
What?
tell everybody to meet me down by the harbour in
Yeah.
5 minutes.
And that's also
And it's
another
like,
thing. You don't
no, that doesn't
explain it to
happen.
everybody.
Like, I'm not being funny, but I was sort of like, no, I'm going home.
Yeah. And also, Mateo always goes, but they don't have to agree. Just say no, you didn't do it. Just keep
Exactly.
they always
Exactly.
end up
Who is
being
going to
like,
sit there and go, yeah, and guess what? I also did this, and I also did
yeah,
it with that. Like, no, just don't say
just say
anything.
no.
You have the right to stay silent. Shut
Yeah,
up.
exactly. Exactly. Don't say anything. But I'm pretty sure none of these can be convicted because
No.
a lot of the times it's so circumstantial. I feel like the lawyers must have such an easy sort of get out of jail free card.
So I think the Brunch Committee has made a decision. We are going to recreate the perfect crime
Yes,
procedural drama and get it commissioned.
yes, we
So
are
if the
definitely going
BBC
to
is
do that.
listening, we would like some money and a studio and some actors, please.
Yes,
That's how
definitely.
it works, right?
Preferably somewhere sunny still. So we still like the location. We
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
like the rest.
And we could choose our own cast.
Yeah.
Well, that'd be interesting. Okay, you got a dream. You're casting a show. Who's your dream lead actor or actress?
Ooh, dream lead actor. I absolutely love Idris Elba, so
Hmm.
I feel like he would have to be part of it. Um, Definitely Idris Elba. Ooh, actress. Come back to me on the actress, but definitely Idris Elba. How about you?
Hmm. Okay. I didn't think about. I was going to say Michaela Cole at the moment because I'm sort of revisiting a lot of her stuff, and I just find that she's incredible.
Who?
Michaela Cole.
No. What has she been in?
Am I saying it right? I think I'm saying it right.
You might
Um,
be. I'm very bad at names though.
um,
Chewing
yeah,
Gum.
chewing gum. I
Yeah,
may
love her.
destroy you.
I haven't watched that yet.
Oh, it's very good.
That's on
Very.
iPlayer as well, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
I need to
Yeah.
watch that. I've heard so many good things, and I do really like Michaela Cole.
I'm trying to think who else. Oh, yeah. I also saw. I rewatched a Superstore that's on Netflix.
Oh,
Um,
I haven't.
America Ferrara. I love her. I forgot how much I loved her in Ugly Betty. And
Yes.
yeah, I would like to see her in more stuff, or like see more of the stuff that she's in. So yeah, she might be another lead as well.
Have you watched Little Fires Everywhere? This is becoming like a show review.
I know it really is, isn't it?
But I watch way too much TV.
Well, what else is there to do right now? I mean,
I
apart from
know.
like editing
After
and
lockdown, it's just
yeah,
gotten worse. Well, I say and worse. I'm doing what I would actually be wanting to do anyway.
yeah,
And
yeah.
now I don't have to make excuses to people to go out. Unless it's brunch, obviously. Then I'm always there.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I do. You know, I miss that. I miss going out on a Saturday because I think I sort of transitioned in the last 2 years from like going out for nights out to going out for brunches.
Yes.
Like I'll still go out for drinks, but it'll finish a bit earlier, and then the brunches will sort of take over from where the night of left off.
I prefer like going for brunches because yes, you can have a few drinks and stuff, but
Mm,
you're finished earlier, so you're in bed or you're kind of like home and have food and stuff. So you
yeah,
have as like the next day is always a lot better
yeah, exactly, yeah.
day. Whereas going out, should we say,
Mhm.
kind of like lose the next day. That was one thing. I prefer going out on a Friday for going to do
Mm,
evening.
Oh, because you still have the Sunday then.
Yeah, exactly. But then if it's brunch, I'm like, whatever day, I'll do it Sunday.
Although having said that, I do feel like like we need a massive blowout, just one good night out once
Oh
this
my
is all over.
God.
I think once
Yeah.
this is all properly over, the whole world is going to go crazy, and or the UK at least. So we're going to be let loose, and everything is going to go haywire for like a good weekend.
The UK doesn't need an excuse, let alone like people are drinking constantly. So as soon as lockdown is over, they're going to have an excuse. So they're going to be using that. Like, it's crazy. I think I saw somewhere that how an American like girl was talking about how being at uni in England is crazy because how much people drink, like how go out. But obviously here you become 18, you turn 18 and then you go to university. In America, they can't drink yet.
Yes, I've never understood that because they go to college and then they're 18 when they go to college, but they can't drink until they're 21.
Yep.
So surely it would just be an easy job for all these police just to go every day, like arrest a bunch of people and fulfill all their quotas. I mean, it's like, yeah, I've done my 10 arrests for the day. Like, I mean, I don't know. I think also this is maybe why we're different to America, because we have we have more of a drinking culture here.
Yeah.
And we're used to it, perhaps more so. So it's although we do have a massive blowout and go crazy on the weekend. I think we're still a bit more used to it than from a younger age.
Yeah, but I think England gets a bit crazy because it's never just drinking, it's like binge drinking, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Really bad. And especially at university, because it's then like the first time a lot of the times it's the first time you've been away from home, so you don't have that.
Yeah. You don't know your limits.
And
you've also got that peer pressure.
Exactly. So it gets quite crazy. But like you said, because we start that early, by the time we do get to, I don't know, this age, 20, like 30, we're kind of brunching.
So we're day drinking. Basically, what we're doing, we're drinking, moving our drinking from
earlier
the night
in
to
the
the
day.
day. We do the same drinking, but in the daytime. So we haven't really solved the problem here. We've just moved it to a different time of day.
It's past year in the day. It's fine.
Exactly. It doesn't count. It doesn't count. And the calories don't count if it's breakfast. So you're fine.
Seriously. Oh my God.
Speaking of, shall we talk about Drag Race? So we were hoping, I think the plan was with this podcast was to do an episode of Drag Race a week.
Yes.
But I think we're a little bit behind, and there's been about 5 episodes of the US one and 3 of the UK one. So maybe what we can just sort of do is catch up as far as we can, just a general overview of the flavour and how things are and what we think. So let's start with the US one.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's going to be confusing because watching them simultaneously is really weird because obviously...
It is.
Yeah, usually we have US...
You have a bit of time, don't you?
Yes.
But I feel because they've got to get All Star 6 out. They've got to get the Australian one out, which they're out. Then there's the Dutch one, whenever that's going to come out. Then season 3 of the UK. And there's going to be a Canadian one coming out. Then there's going to be another US one. And it's going to keep building it more and more. I don't know how RuPaul does it. He's like, what, 61, 62, and he's still going at this?
I'm literally, although we're not going to have any time in the year where we don't have Drag Race. So I'm pretty excited about that.
This is the thing, right? So a lot of people complain about this online. And I'm like, who cares? Like, this is great. Like, we have so many queer people. And, like, people of colour, gay people, trans people, finally on TV.
Yeah, you have to take it worldwide, though. Because if you think about it, like, US does not cover enough. And obviously it got to the point where there was quite a lot of people travelling to the US.
Yes.
To go in there. But you can never get enough people on there. There's so many queens out there that deserve to be on the show and deserve to be on there. But also at the same time, they can then represent the country that they're from, which is absolutely amazing.
Exactly. Yeah. So I mean, let's have a look at this. So let's start with season 13. So let's start by quickly going over the contestants. So we've got Mick, who is 23, and I believe is the first ever trans person who's trans before, who's transitioned before they went on the show. I hope I'm correct in that.
Yeah, because we've had
Yes, we've had quite a few contestants who have either announced during the show or after the show.
Yeah.
I mean,
and then we had
that's
an
not to say that
All-Stars.
obviously they may have come to the understanding beforehand, but they never spoke about it, I guess, before they went to the show in the public media. So that's a huge step forward for the franchise.
Yes, definitely.
And we've got Rose, who is from New York.
Yes.
Utica Queen. I can't say that. Utica.
I love
Utica Queen.
Utica?
Yeah, one of my favourites. We've got Denali. Again, Denali is another one of my favourites.
Love Denali, yes.
Elliot with 2 T's.
Elliot with 2 T's.
Titty. Got
Candy. Basically the Shangela of this season, I think.
Candy Muse.
In that she was sent home a few times and then still came.
Elliot. So that was it. It's Candy Muse. I want to say Candy Muse. I don't think she can be compared to anyone else. I don't know.
No.
She's an interesting character. She's
I'm excited to see where that goes.
I just want to sort of like bottle some of that energy for Monday mornings.
Yeah.
I just know how she's on she's on at 11 all the time at 11.
Yeah.
Olivia Lux.
Yes.
Yes. Simone again. Yes.
Love Simone.
Tina
Burner.
I feel like I've heard so much about Tina Burner, and there's so much hype around Tina, but I've not really seen much on the show. I mean, obviously what I've seen on the show is great, but I've been focusing on some of the other queens, perhaps, more so than Tina.
Yeah, I feel like there's such a high standard, like each year.
Yeah.
Such a high standard that even people who would have been absolutely amazing and been at the top in previous seasons, it's such a battle this year, like you can tell.
Yeah.
To be fair, the last few years, like it's always a battle, but the standard has gone up so much that it's crazy.
Speaking of high standards, Tamisha Iman. I am so in love with this one. I'm obviously going on YouTube now. You see one by one clips of like her old performances being uploaded from years, and it's so good to see that like finally someone like her is getting her international renown. Like, you know, it's incredible. I mean, you see some of these performances, absolutely amazing. I'm really, really rooting for her. I'm really hoping she does well.
And I think she can. That's the thing. I just hope she can like put it out.
Yeah.
It's so hard, I guess, when you're on the show, because I can imagine it must be like so much pressure.
I think, I mean, at the end of the day, it is a reality show and it's an entertainment show. However, and so you have to know how to do well on, and then it's not just about doing amazing drag; it's also knowing how to do amazing TV. And
exactly.
I think that's the trick of it, and because you can have the most amazing drag performer, and if you're not a TV personality, you're not going to do well.
No.
I think Tamisha does both well, so hopefully we'll see them.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
I know. I really like her. Really like.
So the next one, if I remember correctly, was Tamisha's drag daughter, Lalari.
So apparently not necessarily drag daughter, but
there was a bit of a
she put her in drag
communication. Yeah, so she put her in drag,
and Tamisha was saying that
and then the next one we got Jerry J, the one who doesn't wear wigs.
The one who doesn't wear wigs.
And last but definitely not least, and I don't know, you've not watched what episode? Only have you watched all the episodes so far?
I've watched all of the US episodes. Yeah.
So with Kimura or Kamora,
Kamora.
she went home unfortunately, and I was so sad. I had such high hopes for Kimura. Like I honestly thought Kimura would do so well, and I really wanted her to do so well. And when she went home, I was absolutely gutted. But having said that, I feel like she was one of the most beautiful queens who's ever been on the show,
Yeah.
and the outfits are just killer. The way she holds herself and presents herself on the runway is just. I mean, I could never. I mean, I just imagine myself in that dress be plonking down the runway. I'll be sweating and like falling over, take the shoes off, and the heels would be hurting my feet. Needing to fan myself and patting myself dry from all the sweaty with the lights. And
With all the lights.
she makes it look so easy and so elegant
Exactly.
and effortless. And it's like that is someone you look to and think, I want to see them perform live, and I think that's incredible. And like the outfits again, I mean, just Bob Mackie outfits, which is just incredible to see.
Yeah, definitely.
On the stage. Have you seen the Chicago Drag Excellence video?
No.
I would encourage you to watch it. I'll share it with you.
Yes, I'll be watching it right after.
Yeah, it's so after the lip sync between Kimura and Denali to 100% Pure Love. You know, they did that song.
To be honest, Kimura, wasn't she in that dress and couldn't really move?
Yeah, she couldn't really. I mean,
but
there's no way she could move.
I feel like it was one that you could have. I know she was trying to give face. She could have definitely given more face. Like she could have. You find a way to try and, I don't know, do something. Also, what I loved is I feel like she's given me my opulence moment for this year. When they were doing the shooting of the film or the trailer.
Oh. So we were rooting for you. No, is it?
Yeah.
You're rooting for us? We're rooting for us?
Yeah. She just couldn't. When she asked her to do the Tyra bit, she could do it. So that she just couldn't. She couldn't like.
Well, according to if you have a look at her socials, I think she has posted like almost like a parody of it. So I think she's finally got it now. She's got the joke now, luckily. But
I think she got it. I just think she was like, you know, when you get into your head and you can't get it out quite this way, and especially if you keep saying, you know, when you keep saying a word, and like
it loses meaning.
Yeah, I don't think that's. It probably isn't how you say it, but everything just sounds wrong.
I think it's sort of like almost like a deer in headlights, aren't you? Because like I can imagine how. I mean, I can't imagine because I've never been in that situation. But you've got everybody watching you, and it's not just the people on the set; it's all the people behind the cameras watching you.
Yeah,
and you're dressed up in a green screen outfit.
Also, but you need to do it, and then every time they keep going, oh, say it when the cameras aren't rolling, and they say it. She got there. I was rooting for us.
But I mean, going back to her elimination, that song. Denali has released a video called Chicago Drag Excellence. And if you search for it on YouTube, I'll send you the link, but if you search for YouTube, it's basically what it is in the tin. So it starts off with, it's a whole full lip sync performance to that song again. And as of today, it's got nearly 500,000 views. So it features so many drag performers from Chicago. So people like, I mean, the voiceover at the beginning is Shea Coulee. Then you've got Kimura Hall, Detox, Layla McQueen, Lucy Stool, Sasha Love, The Vixen, Dida Ritz, Alita Star, Tenderoni, Bambi Banks. I'm missing so many. Oh, Darby Lynn Cartwright, Auntie Chan, and Alexis Bevel, who I'm huge fans of their YouTube channel. So yeah, I mean, there's so many more. In the video,
I would definitely be checking out. Is that the 6-minute one?
Yes.
I found
Yeah.
it.
I feel like every city should do something like this. I know it's sort of
Yeah.
huge, but it'd be amazing to get like a highlight reel of each city's drag scene. I don't know if that's a
I'm surprised
concept
this
that
is,
we're willing to
yeah, the
share,
first time
but
it's been done.
I know, yeah. I mean, maybe it has. I don't know. I mean, there probably is another version of this out there. I don't know, but I liked this version. I like the way that Denali sort of shared her her space with all these other queens from her community.
Yeah,
I think that's quite like community minded, and that's really quite amazing. Sort of sharing
definitely.
her spotlight.
Especially
Um,
right now, that's the kind of thing
yeah,
that we need. Because I can imagine also this is something that still on Drag Race, but if you think of the queens that just won last time, they've not really had a chance to
no, yeah,
be, like, show themselves out there, like put themselves out there, because obviously everything that's been going on, they've not been able to go on tours. Well,
no,
I think they did a few,
but
but
not enough to make the money that the other queens have in the
yeah,
past.
it's just been
Yeah,
it's quite like insane. But obviously at the moment, if you think of like trying to bring everybody together, this is like great for it.
I mean, if we move forward to if you sort of skip forward to like the Drag Race UK girls, I think some of them have been working a lot on TV, and so over here in the UK we have the BBC One New Year's Eve special,
Yeah.
and the Frock Destroyers they had like a good 10-15 minute segments on the New Year's Eve show, where they lip synced to quite a few songs and they performed one of their own songs because they've
Yeah,
released a new album
I was going to say, I love that they've actually carried on.
on Exact Together. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
World of
because
Wonders cashing in on
I love
that.
it. Like, I absolutely
Yeah,
love that they've carried it on. Because if you think about it, like, they weren't. I don't know if anybody's watched it. We've maybe ruining it, but this was from season 1, Drag Race UK, and it's a challenge, and they basically created a girl group
the
called,
girl band.
yeah, Frock
Yeah,
Destroyers. But it was kind of a take on the fact that girl bands always break up, or bands always
mm.
break up, and they essentially were singing "I Want to Break Up."
Yeah. So skip to the end.
Yeah, but they were really good, and no, I don't think like they were underestimated, and it just they did it so well. I still love listening to that song, and I was listening to it
Hmm.
the weekend actually. But they're really good, and they've carried on being a girl group actually, because it's funny that they were supposed to be breaking up, but that's how they created. So it's actually hilarious. But yeah, I love that they carried it on, because I think also they did seem like good friends as well, even on the show. So it's good to see that they've carried it on.
Well, speaking of, let's look at season 2. So if we sort of skip through the cast quickly, theme was Pride from the looks of things. So if we start off with the horror, in this sort of like baby sky blue,
Yep.
and then we've got Estina Mandela in the brown, sort of like almost like a neoprene, sort of like a sports athleisure dress
Yeah,
type
it is.
moment. We got in the
Another
white
Athena.
Taste, with the sort of like the faux fur bits hanging off, which I absolutely love. And Taste is from Newport, so not far
Yeah,
from where I grew up in Cardiff. We've got Ellie Diamond, who is from Dundee.
I
She's from
think
Scotland
so.
anyway.
Yeah.
All I remember is she used to work in a fast food restaurant, so that's interesting to know. Then we got Joe Black in black, and
Yep.
I think we've seen Joe Black live quite a few times, haven't we, over the years?
Yes.
In different drag race performers. Joe Black will often be one of the hosts of the show, and he's absolutely incredible. So funny, so
So good.
talented.
So
Like
talented,
I was
definitely.
so excited when I found out that Joe was going on the show. We'll revisit that in a second.
Yes.
Got Cherry Valentine
Yep.
um, in
I
the red.
I don't know if so many people have said this before, but Cherry Valentine looks like, Oh, now I'm gonna need to remember what it is again. But it took me so long to try and work out who Cherry Valentine looks like as a boy.
Oh, oh, Alan Cumming.
Yes,
Yes,
it
he does
literally
to
took me
see.
till episode 2 to try and work it out because I kept trying to work it out and I kept trying to Google it. It nobody.
It's like Alan Cumming had like a child and like abandoned it somewhere in the north of England, and then
Yeah,
well, it's even the north, I'm not sure. And this is him.
yeah, exactly. And I was like, and I love Alan Cumming, but I was just like, I can't remember the name. Why can't I remember the name? You know when it's like on the tip of your tongue.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, that's what. Back to the girls, but yeah.
Oh, yep. So we got Tia Coffee. Again, she's one of those queens I'd heard of over the years, but I'd never seen before live. Ginny Lemon. Now we have seen Ginny Lemon perform
Yeah.
live.
That was
Just
between lockdown.
so this must have, yeah, between lockdowns. Looking back now, this must have been around the time she would have either finished or been on a break from finishing filming Drag Race.
That's very true.
So I'm kind of curious to see to look back now at that point in time and sort of think, gosh, what was she doing, or what was her state of mind at the time? Because she was either coming out of it or preparing to go into it. She would have known either way.
She would have known.
Yeah.
But I feel like they would have. Well, it depends on how quickly, like in succession, they filmed them.
Yeah.
But I think would have probably been done because if you think they need to edit and all that stuff after, she would have probably been finished, or at least finished the initial before the finale. I don't know if they wait.
I don't know what they're going to do this year. It'd be interesting to see if they do like what they did last year, which is sort of film 3 different endings and then choose the last one. Because I guess they must know who the top 3 are, but they don't know who the final.
I feel like you have to do it that way because then no one can ever really leak it. Because then everyone thinks they've won.
Exactly. Plus they can't. I think at the moment we can't do like a live final show here. Like, I mean, I don't know if they would even want to do that here in the UK. I mean, I would love to see that.
I was trying to work out when they started doing the live shows for the US
season 4.
When they to try and see if it would maybe parry up on doing.
That's crazy. That's the reason they've been doing it for nearly 10 years. The live shows.
Yes.
Yeah.
But because I'd love to
returning back. But returning back to the cast, so we've got Veronica Green, who in her signature green. And I have to admit, at first, she didn't quite impress me at first. Because,
me too.
But then, I suppose because she's come on the show, and I'm just blown away. Like, she's incredible. She kind of reminds me a little bit sometimes. And I kind of want to see if she does it for Snatch Game. Kylie Minogue.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I might have to see it.
I reckon if she painted, I mean, I imagine she would only have to do a small adjustment, but she's got a very sort of pretty face, and she has got the sort of features similar to Kylie.
I think I think we probably maybe weren't as impressed with her because there's so many big characters.
That is true.
Background.
I mean, yeah.
That was then the second episode that I feel like she kind of, for me, and I was blossomed. Like, oh, there you are.
Speaking, unfortunately, of someone who does seem to be sort of slinking into the background, Sister. I feel like she looks incredible, but we don't seem to be getting. I mean, I personally haven't seemed to get much of a sense from the show. That is, I mean, everything we're saying is from the show. We're not talking about not their real the show lives. I was kind of hoping. I don't know. From her look, I was hoping for a bit more.
Same. I think. I've not.
I love the name. I love the name Sister.
Yeah, I really like the name Sister. I think it's also because, like, obviously the shows Netflix, so I've just been like,
I loved her Dusty Springfield look as well. That sort of 60s.
Yes.
That was beautiful. I did enjoy that. Next up, we've got Bimini Bon Boulash. I need to look up what the name. Do you know what it means or what it stands for?
No, but it's just.
I need to find out.
I think I was talking to Mateo, who's my boyfriend. I keep saying this, but I don't think no one else knows.
She
And
has a boyfriend, guys.
I was literally just saying, and he was like, "What?" I don't know why we're talking about like baby names, and I literally said Bimini Bumbu, and he was like, "What?"
Can you imagine, like, when your child is like 10 years old, Mummy, who's her named after? Well,
I feel like
watch episode 1 of Drag Race season 2.
yeah, it would always make me smile.
Bimini, get down here now. Oh. But I have to say, I love Bimini's look in the promo. It's like Anne Boleyn, Barbie.
Yes, love. Yeah, I really liked it.
I love the sleeves. I love the whole like Elizabethan sort of corset type thing. Then we have Lawrence Chaney and this sort of
I
like Tudor ruffle thing with the velvet purple gown drapey thingy. I mean, I am ashamed to say when I watched the promo, I was like, I'm not quite sure, but now that I've seen him in action, I'm quite impressed.
yes, to be honest, from the walking in, I liked Lawrence Chaney from when she, I think she was talking about Bimini Bombulash, and she was saying, "Oh, she's my kind of girl." He was like, "It's my kind of girl. Me and my girls, we go out and have chicken on like after a night out," and then one of the producers says, "She's vegan," and that's when she's like. And literally, that made me laugh so much because isn't he vegan? Like, what?
I love that. I think it's Bimini. She goes, part of it. I think it's a promo, and she goes, "I invented veganism." I was like, "Yes, you did, and I believe that you did too."
Yeah.
We won't cover the 3rd episode of Drag Race because you're yet to watch it, but
I
the
am
first
yet to watch it.
2. In summary, I'm disappointed at who went home for the first episode.
Yes. I was not expecting that, and that was even
absolutely not.
You had messaged me saying you were shocked at who.
Yeah.
I really second guessed you, and I apologize for that. I was shocked too. I shouldn't have been shocked considering.
Yeah. The thing is that I don't think I wanted, Bimini to go home either, but I was just so disappointed at Joko and Black.
That's how disappointed you were.
Exactly. But like honestly, I honestly thought he could win. Like
so did I.
Yeah. And like I thought the rap musical, he would have been perfect in the rap musical.
Yeah, the thing is, I didn't think he was
Victorian
that
musical
bad.
style. No, I don't think so either. It was. I just feel like every successive episode that's come by, he would have done amazing, and I'm like, just no. Why did he? I don't know. Unless they're going to secretly bring him back and say
maybe, but
I don't know.
Because I understand, I wasn't expecting, to be fair, those two. I did expect Bimini to be in the bottom, to be honest, but I wasn't expecting it to be Joe. I understand what they said in terms of like the critiques, but I didn't think it was bad enough to land him in the bottom.
Exactly.
That was where.
The critiques about like the gold and like all that sort of stuff. If you go inside the palace, it is gold inside, and I feel like
but I think it was I didn't necessarily think Brighton with the outfit.
Oh really?
No, but I've also never been to Brighton. So.
I would like to preface everything we say about Drag Race. We are experts in drag. We are the ultimate opinion in drag. And drag queens should listen to us like we are experts on producing TV shows. We are also experts in drag. RuPaul takes
so
a
if you want to go on to RuPaul's Drag Race next year,
to us.
you need to come speak to us. Listen to this. We'll tell you what.
Also get us free tickets to your shows. Thank you.
Yeah, that would help. But yeah, I've also not been to Brighton, so I'm not sure. But
I've been once, This is about 6 years ago. My friend was doing the Brighton Half Marathon, and we stayed at I don't know what the hotel's called. I think it's the Grand or the Royal Albion, one of the two. And it's
Okay.
right opposite the pier, sorry. And is when you look at the postcards of Brighton, it's the big white hotel that's by the pier. And
Okay.
it's I think Margaret Thatcher stayed there once, and like I don't know, it's got quite a deep history. Um, and yeah, my memories of the day I arrived, it was pissing down with rain, and it was so windy and stormy, and I got a shitty henna tattoo of a peace symbol on my wrist because I was so cold. I just wanted to go in somewhere to keep dry, and that was the only place that was like not full. Was to be a tattoo place.
And you're like, yes, I'll take a henna tattoo. At least it wasn't a real one.
Well, oh God, can you imagine? I was sat there with the space heater, you know those little space heaters, against my arm so that it would dry, so that like you see, because obviously it's going to dry, isn't it, over a certain period of time?
Yeah.
And then it cures, and it was like just burning the skin on my arm with this bloody tattoo. And the next day it was boiling hot.
Tattoos too.
Sorry?
I didn't know they did henna tattoos as well, like tattoo parlors, but it makes sense.
Well, it was like a guy. So you know when you go on a pier, they have like stalls and stands.
Oh, okay, yes.
It was honestly just a guy who looked like he hadn't maybe showered in a few days.
I was actually wondering what was going to be the next words out of your mouth.
And he had like your henna comes in like these little cones. That he just had those, and it was like, but he used like a weird bit of plastic and was like scraping it onto my arm, and I was surprised I didn't get infected or anything. Looking back now, why did I let him do that? I don't know. I think I was just so cold. But the next day though, it was beautiful and sunny, and I got a tan line from wearing the sunglasses all day. But my friend, she did amazingly well in the Brighton Half Marathon, and she's a very avid runner to this day.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
I'm trying to start running, but I have picked the wrong season to do that because it is.
I was going to say, they keep threatening snow, and I haven't seen any snow. I mean, we live in the centre of Bristol, so we're not going to see much, are we?
No, it did snow. When was that? Week ago, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, but it was like nothing, wasn't it?
Yeah, it rained and then the snow was gone.
But like out in suburbia of Bristol,
yeah,
it was like proper snow, and people were making snowmen or snow
exactly.
people, sorry, and they were going for it. But we were. Okay, hold on, sorry. I just looked at the screen because I've still got the drag race screen. Lawrence Chaney is 23 years old.
I've also seen that she wins.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I've just spoiled that episode, Gina.
You've just spoiled it. To be fair, at least you've not spoiled who's out.
That's true. I'm going to close that. I'm going to stop sharing. But I did not realise Lawrence Chaney was 23 years old.
Yes, but to be fair, that was also another thing that I was going to say about Jo. I thought she was older, and I feel like she holds herself as if she's older.
Yeah, more like Glenn Close.
30.
Yeah. Well, I guess maybe in drag years. I mean, depending how long he's been doing drag for.
Yeah, but Jo has been doing it for a long time, hasn't he?
Yeah.
And like...
I'm trying to think, who's the oldest person on the show? I think... Oh, no, Veronica Green is the oldest one, 34.
Oh, okay. Oh, no, it's in UK that they have, like, older.
I'm trying to think, because the oldest person in the Drag Race series, I think, would have been either Tamisha or Charlie Hides.
Oh, what you mean, ever?
Ever, yeah.
Ever.
I mean, apart from Ru, I mean...
yeah. Ru is the oldest.
Yeah. Ginny Lemon's 31.
Yeah. No, but I think Tamisha, I'm trying to think of how old...
She's 49, I think.
Yeah, Tamisha, I thought she said she was 50. He's 50?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
No, but he's... and I think he's... I love that his... like, biological children are older than half of the people.
Yes.
But when they had them split up, because that was also another thing that we haven't talked about, but we'll talk about that later. I'll come back to the UK drag race. I always digress, and I'm that person who needs to be like corralled back into what I'm supposed to be talking about.
I'm just trying to find. Here we go. Series overview. Charlie Hyde, season 10 or season 9, I think.
9, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Sasha. Blah blah blah. Charlie Hyde's 52.
52 now.
Oh, good point.
So that means
no,
would have been younger.
Now. 56 now.
56 now. Okay, so yeah, it was older.
Yeah. So Charlie Hyde was the oldest then.
Yeah.
Okay. Remember, we learn.
Yeah. I think it's because you think of it like it was so long ago. You don't think they were that old. I thought she was older now, but obviously not old then.
Plus a few visits to the dentist, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Some of those, but we shan't go there.
Just going to go for a special procedure at the dentist.
It's like, what was I saw something recently, because obviously, is it Bruno Mars has had all that work done? It is Bruno Mars.
No, really?
Well, he did the fillers for that song. No, The Weeknd.
Oh, was that real?
Apparently he had actually had it done. And I saw something where it essentially had the picture of like him before and after, and it's when they first go on to Drag Race.
It's like when they go. It's like the season, whatever regular drag race, all stars. Yeah, and they have that money.
So they have the drag race money.
They don't have to overdraw that lip anymore. It's already there.
They just spend money on like utensils and like obviously the. It weighs out, doesn't it?
It's an investment. It's an investment. With drag.
Looking ahead.
Yes. So speaking of investments and other wise things to do with your life, we hope you enjoyed this episode and our wise words of wisdom.
And our ramblings.
And our ramblings too. We hope you come back for the next episode. You can find us on Instagram at the Brunch Committee, I think. Let me double check that. Actually, I should have double checked that before.
We should have had
very
it before.
Unprofessional. Yes, so you can find us at Brunch Committee. My Instagram handle is at Dan Kumar Official. And
my Instagram handle is at Mini Chanda.
And yeah, if you want to reach out to us on either of our Instagrams, let us know. And hopefully we'll see you for the next episode. Bye.
Yes. Bye.